Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the girls up in Thailand. Okay, this is the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. This is episode 2. All right, season 3, episode 2. I actually think this is probably so far. I think this is probably the best cast. I do. I have to give it up to the girls. Portia, Candace, Giselle, Marisol, Alexia, Leah. Who else? Heather, Whitney. I feel like they all have clocked in, right? I feel like they are all making sure that we're entertained. I live for this cast. I know a lot of people don't like Leah, but I think Leah is dope. I really do. Maybe because again, I didn't really watch New York like that. I've seen pieces of, pieces here and there. But I think Leah is a dope chick. I think Leah low key in like a white girl way. In a white girl way. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. I think Leah low key kind of bad too. She gives me like a bad biker chick type of feel. Very low on the makeup. I feel like Leah has a nice body. I think Leah is like a bad rocker chick type of girl. I like Leah. Um, Portia is ordering an omelet, cheese, ham, or bacon, jalapeno peppers, onions, tomatoes. Girl, later in the episode, I'm not gonna lie, I hollered. When Portia asked for that KFC and she was sitting in yeah. I'm not gonna lie, girl. When Portia was sitting in that bed Indian style eating that coleslaw, I said, I guess some people do like coleslaw. Right? Okay, some people eat black people because I don't really know too many black people that eat coleslaw. But when Portia was sitting in that bed Indian style, she had about 10 pieces of fried chicken sitting in front of her. This ain't even a 10-piece wing dinner. This girl got 10 whole pieces of chicken. I'm talking about breasts, thighs, girl, wings, and drumsticks. I said, girl. Anyways, you're not supposed to eat in your bed. They say that's how you get roaches and ants. Okay, but anyway, sure. Marisol is finally. I forgot because I said that Marisol. My first time seeing Marisol eat was on the 3rd episode when she had that piece of shrimp on that big plate. Marisol was eating a little bit of breakfast. They're supposed to be going on an elephant excursion. The whole Candace, okay. The Candace, Monique, and Portia situation. This is one of the reasons, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm really trying to give Portia a chance. I really am. I'm going to try to give Portia a chance. Even though I think that Portia, low-key, is a sociopath, I do. I think one of the reasons why I have to let it go, the whole Portia, Candy, and Todd and Phaedra situation, I have to let it go because if Candy and Todd don't care, then girl, why do I care? And that's just true tea. But even with me letting that go, Portia still has a laundry list of other things that she's did that are just trifling. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I think Portia is a good time. I can see how people could take to her. But you know what I think about Portia also? I think that Portia has, while I don't think that Portia is a brightest crayon in the box, I do think that now I was looking at Portia like, oh, Portia be putting on. I think Portia now has tapped into the ditzy, bimbo, right? But I also think she uses that to kind of get her way too. Like I don't think Portia is on the level of intellect when it comes to like Kenya, Candace, Dr. Wendy. But I also don't think I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't think she's as dumb as some of us think that she is. I think Portia is playing up the dumb card. I think Portia plays up the, oh, I forgot, right, in order to kind of maneuver and do trifling stuff, right? I think that because Portia was protected for so long with Bravo, that Portia really thought that she was going to get away. Well, I mean, in a way, girl, she kind of did. But that I think that Portia thought that, girl, when her and Simon got together, that most people were going to kind of be on her side. And when she realized that, oh my God, girl, this is not playing out the way I thought it was, I think she probably was over at her house, probably low key, girl, having a panic attack. With that being said, like I said in my last video, I hate that Portia tries to act like she don't know what's going on. Like, why are you acting like you don't know why you and Candace might have some beef? Why are you acting like you don't know why the people online are saying that you and Candace are going to be in conflict the most on this girls' trip? Girl, you have made comments about Candace and the whole Monique situation, season 5. Now, they played a clip of Portia saying, now I don't know if these were Portia's original thoughts or if like she was reading something. Let me give you an example. So basically she said that Candace was trying to sue Monique so she could finish paying off her mom's house. I don't know if that was Portia saying that or if Portia was probably reading like a tweet or saying what the Saints were saying online. Well, you know they say that, girl, she wants to sue Monique so she could pay off her mom's house. You see what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I just think it's crazy that Portia still thinks the girl, like, she don't know why people would think that they're beefing. And what made me start thinking that Portia knows what's going on is when she was in the confessional and she basically said the best way to go is to play dumb. And that's when I was like, oh, Portia knows what's going on. Like I said, while I don't think Portia is the smartest, I don't think she's as dumb as what some of us think that she is. I think Portia just she knows kind of, if I play this part, then I can get away with doing certain things. Giselle's confessionals, I made sure I put that. This is the best Giselle has ever looked. I don't know if it's an eyeliner. I don't know. This is the best Giselle. Whoever has styled Giselle for these first 2 confessional looks, that's who she needs to carry in over to Real Housewives of Potomac season 8. This is the best I have ever seen Giselle look. This is the way that Giselle should dress. Because we all know Giselle be looking a mess. Portia said that she found out she was half Nigerian, or she got some Nigerian in her, and this is where the butt comes from. So your butt didn't come from Dr. Kirk. Okay, girl. I don't know where Portia butt came from. I just remember Portia. Okay, girl, I'm gonna let it go. Alexia says that she met Herman's ex-lover because it was a man. And if it was a woman, she probably wouldn't have done it. I have told y'all this, and I know that it sounds crazy for me to say this, and I'm not saying that this is how you should live your life, but I do believe in a weird, crazy type of way that for me, I would think, I know this is about to sound crazy. For me, I would think that it would be easier for, say, a woman or a man, you know, if you found out your husband, boyfriend was cheating with, you know, another man, and say you're a woman, I would think that would kind of make you kind of feel at ease in a way, because, you know, if it was another woman, you probably could play you know, what did I do wrong? What was she doing? You know, is her coochie wetter than mine? Is it tighter than mine? Does she suck dick better than me? Like, you could compare yourself to this other woman. You can't really compare yourself to this man. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if I was in a relationship and I found out my man had cheated on me with a woman, I would probably feel a whole lot. I mean, you're still cheating at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted. But I would feel like, okay, girl, she got a whole coochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole woman, like, You know, so I felt like that's what Alexia was saying. Like, if it was a man, it's easy for me to meet up with this man because, girl, I'm not no man, I'm a whole woman, right? Now, if I had to sit across the table from another woman, then I might start to pick apart me, right? The situation. So I was with, I think that's what Alexia was saying, but I feel the same way. If that's what she was saying, I feel the same way too. But I just feel like it would be easier to meet up with a man versus a woman, even though your husband was gay or bisexual, girl. I feel like it would be a whole lot easier because it's nothing that I could really like. I can't do like I can't like, girl. He was sleeping with a man. There's nothing I could have done, girl. Right? I thought it was funny. I really, girl, believe it or not, I really want to like Portia. I really do. Oh, and another thing, so we're gonna get into this in another one of my videos. One of y'all asked me, we were playing this game the other night. Who would you choose between Portia and Giselle? I would choose as like the best housewife, even though Portia has done some questionable things and some trifling things. Girl, I will say Portia is a better housewife than Giselle by far. She is. Giselle is very mediocre at best. She just keep up mess. That's it. Don't touch some of the. Don't they basically they told them you can't touch some of the elephants you could touch. Some of them you couldn't. When Portia and Candace was standing beside each other, and they was like, "Hey, girl," talking to the elephants. Hey, girl, hey, girl. When Candace said, "Girl, I don't know them. Girl, they don't know me. Girl, basically we ain't got to deal with each other." I said, "I know that's right." I don't know why. I'm not. Let me just say this. For the people that don't know, I am scared of dogs. It don't matter the size. It could be this big, girl. Of course, I ain't messing with the ones this big, but I'm just scared of all dogs, girl. I'm not an animal person, so I wouldn't have. I would have just stood back and watched the girls. I'm not getting near no elephant, girl. I'm not. And you know another thing I was thinking too, girl. I was thinking, are they standing in shit? Like I just feel like the elephants was. The elephants are probably shitting in that water. So y'all really low key. I just feel in my head the elephant's been boo booing in the water, and y'all over there standing in that water wiping boo boo water on these elephants. Whatever, child. I think one of the elephants sneezed. I know one of them sneezed on Giselle and Whitney. Giselle was making some noises like, girl, some noises. Candace said, girl, girl. Basically, I would hate to be a man, girl, in the bed with you making the noises that you make out here. They start to run. Something happened where the girl started to run, and you could hear the people in the back saying, "Don't run, don't run, don't run," and they started running. I said, "Girl, y'all about to die, girl, y'all about to die, girl." Portia said she was gonna suck the cork. Now I'm not gonna lie, girl. I did believe Portia. I was like, "This bitch have to really suck a cork," and she was like showing her ring finger. We'll get into that in a little bit. But she said she was gonna suck the cork out of the bottle. So I really believed. I said, first of all, you done put your nasty mouth on that bottle that everybody got a drink of now. When she said she can't post it, I can't post this because it doesn't go with my brand. Did y'all hear what Leah said? I think it goes perfectly with your brand. I think Leah is a dope white girl. I really do. I think Leah is a dope bad white girl, matter of fact. And Leah has a nice body. She doesn't wear a lot of makeup. She just gives me like dope biker chick, if that makes sense. I just think Leah is dope. I do. I never really watched New York like that. I've seen bits and pieces. I knew she had a daughter. I knew she struggled with addiction, but I didn't know she was like, I knew she struggled with like alcohol, but I didn't know like about the whole drug stuff. But anyways, we getting off. Y'all heard Portia say she would choose food over penetration. I be telling y'all, girl, I ain't no woman. Girl, I ain't no woman, okay? I'm a whole man. But it's too many women out there who I just feel like, girl, I hear this story all the time. These women, y'all don't be having orgasms. That's why Portia would prefer food over penetration because she really probably ain't being satisfied in the bedroom. Because if you was really in there, girl, catching your life, girl, you would say, "Fuck that pork chop sandwich." Girl, I don't care about that. I don't care about that KFC, girl. This man is about to rock my world. But the gag is they're not. That's why she would prefer probably some OLG girl deviled eggs with shrimp at the top over penetration. Can you imagine Simon climbing on top of her? All right, I'm done. I think this is one of the best questions that they can ask on these shows on the Ultimate Girls Trip. Is basically what's the best and worst things about being a housewife. Um, Oh, did y'all hear? Oh, Candace says that the best thing was basically being the second all black cast, and then the worst thing is social media. Giselle says that Candace brings social media on herself. Let me say this. I don't think that's necessarily true. I will say that Candace engages now, I believe. I do follow Candace on Twitter, but I really don't follow. Like, the only time I really see her tweets, or if it just pops up on my timeline. I like rarely go to like Candace page to see what she's tweeting about. I think Candace probably engages now, but not Candace engages. So it's not like Giselle, for example. I think Giselle probably has tweeted in the past, but for the most part, Giselle doesn't. Giselle don't. I'm not gonna say she don't be on Twitter. She don't respond to what people have to say. So I got what Giselle was saying to a certain degree. Like, I don't think that she brings it on herself, but in a way, it's kind of like, girl, you are engaging with the people, even though they probably are saying something about you, probably tagging you in something, and you're responding to what they're saying. It still doesn't take away from the fact that you still are engaging. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I do also believe that, girl, the truth of the matter is, girl, Candace, probably out of everybody on the Potomac cast, Candace had it the hardest. I do believe that, especially after season 5. Girl, it was a mess. Um, Portia, Portia, I don't know if Portia was fake crying or not, but Portia, she talked about a sisterhood. She said she wants to see the raw. She wants to see the real. I said, well, girl, don't look to Potomac because they over there, girl, coming up with lies to cover up the truth. Hey, Robin. Hey, Giselle. Hey, Karen, you knew too. Okay. She talks about postpartum depression. I will say this much. I do remember when Portia had, what's her baby's name? Peach. Is it Pilar? Anyways, when Portia had her baby, I do remember, Portia is usually going to give you a look. I will get at her for that much. Portia gonna turn out a look. I remember Portia walking around here, girl, with them Steve Madden sandals on, girl. When I say y'all used to wear me out, y'all know what Steve Madden sandals I'm talking about. Remember them Steve Madden sandals? They had like a little platform. When I tell you, everybody had them. I think it was like $75. They used to sell them at Nordstrom. Everybody used to come in Nordstrom and get them. Girl, and I feel like every girl at the store had them sandals. I used to hate, girl, those Steve Madden sandals, girl. When I tell you, every single one of y'all helpers had one of them, had a pair of them sandals. Girl, I remember when Portia had the baby. Portia had on a pair of them sandals. I ain't never seen Portia in no sandals. Girl, Portia gonna give you at least 4 inches. Okay? Portia had on them sandals. I think she had on an oversized button-down shirt and some jeans. I said, ooh, girl. But she was basically just talking about how when she had the baby, how it was really, really rough for her. And she told them that she couldn't do this. Like, I can't do this season. I can't. And they basically kind of convinced her that it's going to be okay. They have her back. And basically just kind of like, girl, just show your truth. So I will say shout out to Portia because we hear about postpartum depression a lot, right? And I know it has to be hard to do that. It's already hard enough when you have to go through it in private, but can you just imagine, girl, 2 or 3 people standing in front of you with a camera, and girl, you going through it. So I will say shout out to Portia. Helpful, I had to put that in there, but shout out to Portia. Anyways, Marisol talked about her mother I always wondered. I never knew how Marisol. I didn't start watching Miami until episodes. I mean, seasons 4 and 5. So I never knew how her mother looked. I always wondered why her face looked the way that it looked. She started getting fillers. I forgot. Marisol told us the reason why she started getting fillers. But when I said Marisol mama used to be bad, but Marisol mama was bad. um, Leah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I did side eye Leah just a little bit because I was like, girl, she was basically talking about how the season her grandmother was dying, and I remember watching like a episode or two, and I used to always think, girl, why she not gonna go check on her grandmama? Girl, like I didn't understand it. She was basically saying that nobody told her she could go. None of her cast told her she could go. I guess she was waiting on the okay. Like, girl, I'm just gonna say this much. If my nanny was dying, girl, I'm not waiting for you to tell me I'm going, girl. Y'all can come too with those cameras, but girl, I have to go check on my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like she's about to die. They said she's about to die in 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know what the timeline was. I'm just saying you knew your grandmother was dying, and you're saying that Bravo. I guess it sounded like she was saying that they wouldn't tell her she could go. Girl, why don't you just tell them, hey, I'm going to Jersey to check on my grandmother. Girl, if y'all can come too, but I gotta go. She says that when she finally decided that I can't do this, I have to go see my grandmother. Girl, she was on her car, in her car, on her way to Jersey, or about to get in her car. Anyway, she was on her way, and girl, her mother called her and told her that the grandmother had died. Candace goes over and hugs her. Girl, Giselle, like some of my hugs are not good enough. Giselle, everybody who don't watch Potomac know that you are not. Giselle is the last person you should go to when you are telling a story and you may need some comfort. Now I will say this much. I actually, girl, believe it or not, I'm a little sensitive. I am. I actually almost teared up on this part. Giselle was basically saying that people don't realize that they're human beings, and we just think that they're here for our entertainment, to talk about, to swear about, and to pick apart. And Candace was boohoo crying across the table, and I felt like the reason why Candace was probably boohoo crying is because again Candace has probably got drugged the most. From the Potomac cast, and it also made me feel a certain way just about the Housewives in general. And I did say this much. I feel like I don't go hard on the girls, but I did say that I wanted to kind of just ease up off the gas a little bit. Even though this is what they sign up for, even though we know they get paid good money, some of these girls get paid millions of dollars, right? So it's not like you're not being well compensated for, unfortunately, what you probably have to go through, even with the viewers. But it did make me feel like it did tug at my heartstrings. I was like, girl, these girls, even Giselle, as mess as she is, like, I can just imagine being on a show and girl getting online and the people just wearing you out low. Like, low. Girl, like, low. Now, some of it, girl, is probably warranted. I'm not going to lie. But there are I could see how it could. That's why I think that you have to, if you're going to be on these shows, you do have to make sure that your mental is like, girl, as close as to perfection as it can be. Because if not, but like I said, girl, it's also, they're being compensated. So, girl, while you might be going through it, I'm sure when that direct deposit hit with those 6 figures or 7 figures or however much, however they pay y'all, I don't know if they get paid every 2 weeks. I don't know, child. Girl, I'm sure that kind of put a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Chris and Candace are not in a good place. They had a big fight. They were even throwing around a divorce word. And all I could think about was Potomac. This is how you do it. And this is why I think Candace says that these girls are not being honest. They don't like to show their real lives. Let me just paint the picture for y'all. Like Giselle says, I'm not going to sit here and tell my business in front of these girls. You don't have to. Candace sat there. She didn't tell her business in front of Giselle. She didn't tell her business in front of Portia. She said it in a car with some white girls. Well, Alexia not white. I think it was Leah. I can't remember who was in the car. But the fact still remains that Candace is not lying, right? She's telling the truth about what's going on in her marriage, the good, bad, the ugly, right? And even though she is not saying it in front of Giselle and Portia, who she probably got her good eye on, she's still letting it be known. That's what we mean by being transparent and being honest and not, covering up the truth with lies like they did on season 7. Candace put it out there. She put it out there. Me and my man got into a big ass fight before I left. We even threw around the divorce. We even threw around the divorce word. We even threw around the word divorce. Chris basically is working a lot. Candace is working a lot. They don't really get to see each other. I swear I think Chris said that Candace was low key needy too. Girl, can I say something? Girl. First of all, I done told y'all these women be the breadwinners. They all make more money than they men. Maybe Candace is thinking you don't need to work as hard because we got it. Like, I make a good check from the show. I'm bringing in income. But girl, all I'm going to say is this. Girl, I go defending these niggas, okay? I guess, like me personally, like I'm not going to let, even if, girl, let that man work. That's all I'm trying to say. Girl, let that man work. Let that man work. I hate to say this. Ooh, I was about to sound real old school. I do have some old school ways, believe it or not. Like, I really don't believe in a man just sitting in the house. I don't. I just don't. I just don't. You got to work. Girl, you're a grown ass man. Do I believe in a woman sitting in the house? Yes. I just don't believe in a man sitting in the house. I just don't. Again, I know that's like old school, but I just don't. So if I found out your man sitting in the house, I'd be like, but let that man work. Let that man work. Let that man work. You want to be hugged up on a Chris and have him at your beck and call. But girl, Chris is a grown ass man with kids on top of that. He ain't got no choice but to work. I think he got 3, okay? So if that man got to work to make sure his kids got it, then girl, let that man work so to make sure his kids got it. And so he can contribute to the household, because if he don't contribute to the household, then he gonna be a sorry ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? They talked about fertility issues. I love when they like talk about real stuff. Portia let it be known that she's always had problems prior to her daughter being born, and even after her daughter being born. Marisol says that she can't have kids at all. Did we talk about Portia in the KFC when Portia was sitting in that bed with that 10-piece with some coleslaw with mashed potatoes and gravy? I said, this bitch got an 8-piece. Portia was sitting Indian style, eating a whole 8-piece chicken. 8 to 10 pieces of chicken was on that plate. I said, girl. Did y'all hear when Marisol got her drink? She said a vodka with a splash of pineapple. I said, not vodka with a splash of pineapple. Can I say something? Marisol is either an alcoholic or either she putting on for the cameras. It's only one of the two. Either Marisol is an alcoholic, or either Marisol, this is her shtick. What is it called? Shtick. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. This is what she just does. Like, girl, I'm just gonna be like. But I don't think that I think Marisol is an alcoholic. But I don't think that Marisol understands. If this is a joke, I don't think that Marisol understands. Girl, you looking real like alcoholic-ish. Girl, we all love a cocktail. We all love a cocktail. We all love a cocktail. And I'm not trying to like, I don't want to, sound insensitive to people who have struggled with alcoholism. And shout out to those who have overcome it. But it's a problem when you drinking. Girl, it's one thing. Okay, when I'm on vacation, yes, baby, we on vacation. Girl, we wake up, girl, brushing our teeth with vodka, right? You on vacation, having a good time. So I get it. Marisol's on vacation too. But girl, when you're like, I just think that it's a problem when, girl, you just drinking. You're like, who is drinking like that in the morning time? Like all the time. That's the problem. Like it's not like it would be different if Marisol had cocktails like the other girls had throughout the show, and then when she went on vacation, like this is like a vacation. This is a vacation, for the girls, and she's like, "Girl, I'm gonna turn up," and I could understand. Oh, I could understand it, right? Because I've done that before. But girl, just on a regular day, just at the house, girl, who wakes up drinking Tito's? Girl. Before noon. Girl, that's heavy alcohol. Girl, that's 40%. I even be judging the people. Anyway, child. It's this little place up the street. And girl, I remember one day, it was early in the morning, probably like, well, early for me, not early for some of y'all. It was probably like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And girl, I just remember people outside drinking. It was like two or three people. I'm like, girl, y'all already drinking girl. Bitch, I just brushed my teeth, girl, 30 minutes ago. And y'all already tossing me? Anyways, girl, let's go. Let's keep on going. It's Candace's night. She has everybody drag. This review is getting too long. Everybody has their own drag names. Her name is Petty LaBelle. Giselle's name is She Need a Man. She Need a Man. She also said Rude Paul. She Need a Stylist. Havana White was Alexia. Cristobal was Marisol. Snow Right and Snow Wrong were Heather and Whitney. Judaism was Leah, and Portia's name was she'll take a man. Leah wants to know. Leah says she want to know. She's on a dating app and she wants to know basically the dick size before we get into it. I mean, I understood what she was saying. If that's what you into, like. She wants to, like, girl, because can you imagine, girl, you dating this man and girl, and all of a sudden, girl, you might got a 2-month rule or a 3-month rule. You like him, then you get in there and y'all bumping clits. Both y'all got the same thing between y'all legs. Oh my God, that's horrible. Candace basically tells the group, now she's saying in the group, right? Her marriage is under stress, and do they think the show has impacted their relationships? I can't just the way y'all try to act like Giselle is a producer. To me, Candace, because it doesn't come across as thirsty. When Giselle produces, it always comes across as thirsty. It's never like an honest moment. It's never like, you see how Candace also put herself in it too, right? Girl, me and my man me and my marriage is under some stress right now. Do y'all think has the show impacted y'all relationships? Giselle says you have to take the good with the bad. I said, shout out to Sherman. Basically, I think she said something about a man not being able to get away with the mess. I don't know, girl. I kind of tuned Giselle out because I started thinking about, I'm just going to be honest. I started thinking about season 7 with Juan and Robin, and I was like, girl. I heard Candace say, so Portia, you tell a story. And then I heard Portia say, well, you mentioned basically her assignment earlier. Why don't you tell the story? Hey! So Candace basically told her, girl, what the saints are saying is that, girl, you walked into that woman's house and you walked out with her husband. Portia tells a story. Let me start out by saying this, and I've said this 55,000 times, I'll say it again. I'm going to say this, I'm not going to say we know. We all think, some of us think, that Fallon was already cheating on Simon. Probably with Jalen. Probably with somebody else out too. I don't know. I don't know why y'all think that that somehow is vindication for peach juice. It's not. If I'm cheating on my husband, okay, let me just use me as an example. If I'm cheating on my husband with whomever I'm cheating on my husband with, and I invite you into my house as my coworker, and then I found out that you're cheating with my husband, I'm whooping your ass, bitch. And as ignorant as it may sound, I don't care. Just because somebody is cheating on their husband, that don't mean that if they invite you into their home, that you then get to turn around and walk out with theirs. No. So no, Portia is not vindicated. Okay? Does it mean that Fowler was probably already doing dirt? Yes. But again, just because somebody invites you into their home, co-worker, friend, or not, that don't mean that you get to turn around and cheat on their husband because she cheating on her, because she cheating on them. You're what? So Portia basically tells a lie and says that she recalled already knowing Simon prior to the show. Long story short, she heard they were getting a divorce. She slid into Simon's DMs. That's how you know she trifling. This is the type of stuff that, now this is when I go back to like, girl, I could do without Portia. So you are already, okay. You hanging out with Fallon, because we have pictures of you and Fallon hanging out. You, Fallon, and Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Puffs, right? We have a picture of y'all hanging out. You have now went to this lady's house, and your first thought is to check on him. Not the girl who you sort of kind of have been friendly with. Not your coworker, right? But to check on him. So she slides in the DM to check on him to see how he's doing. He says he's fine. He wants to hang out with her. She says, not until you let me know you divorced. She sees that they've both signed the papers. They're just waiting on the judge to basically finalize the divorce. A month later, they were engaged. Raise your hand if you believe that. Raise your hand if you believe that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Y'all get out of my room. Get out. Get your ass out of here. Because if you believe that bullshit story, I love y'all. Get out of my room. And come back when you got some sense, okay? No, but for real, did y'all see when Portia was telling the story and Candace leaned? It was a real quick. You had to like be. You couldn't have been looking away. You know, when Portia leaned forward like this, girl, this story don't even sound right. Just like she said, girl, I love you. I want to be your friend, but girl, this story don't even. Girl, like nobody believes that. Portia, you walked into that lady. Do you know what? It's believable. You walked into that. Let me say this much. You walked into that lady's house. You did hit that lady's husband up, and now, girl, I don't know. I just feel like it's pieces of the story that are definitely missing. It's hard for me to believe that just after a month, you knew the man. I remembered I have met him before. A month after meeting this man, or I guess, girl, you slide into his DMs, y'all automatically just become engaged. As far as I'm concerned, Portia was already probably fucking Simon. When she walked up and gave him a bump, I said, "Oh, girl, okay." Um, Alexia says that she will walk away from the show if she had to, if it basically started to interfere with her and Todd's relationship. She said that basically, Alexia said, "This is my third marriage. I'm not getting married no more." And Alexia, I think, is like closer to 60. So Alexia said, Leah's pretty much over it because Alexia starts telling the story again about her and Herman. But to Alexia's, in Alexia's defense, Giselle did kind of bring up the whole Herman situation. So Alexia was just telling the story, but I could also see Leah like, girl, we already talked about this, but girl, she was saying it because Giselle did bring it up. Um, and then Leah tells Marisol, girl, don't be mad at me because you're in a bad mood and you got to drink vodka every morning. Girl, I would have fucked around and said, hey, bitch, you just mad because you can't. And that's how you end up. But shout out to Leah. I like Leah, though. I like Leah. I like everybody on the show, believe it. Well, Portia. I'm going to let it go. Hey, Portia. If you ever see this video. If you make it this far. Hey, Portia. Hey, Team Portia. Portia, why are you telling people that? Girl, Portia, don't nobody believe that story. I believe bits and pieces of it. I do believe you slid in his DM. I believe that part. Anyways, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, girl. This review is too goddamn long. Bye, y'all.